Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making one of my childhood favorite snacks. It is a steamed coconut rice cake. Basically, the texture of it is very spongy. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say spongy. It's a spongy kind of rice cake. Typically it's hard to explain, but they're little cups of the steamed rice cake, and it's very mild and light in taste. It's not too sweet. Well, most Vietnamese desserts aren't going to be very sweet, which is why I personally enjoy them so much. And then what gives it that added flavor is a coconut milk sauce that you dip it in, and then there's also like a toasted sesame and roasted peanut kind of a sprinkle that you would put on top. I've actually made them before in previous videos. I will go ahead and put them somewhere around here. So we'll put the video that I make the coconut milk sauce right now. And then the video that I made the toasted sesame seeds and roasted peanuts topping now. I really don't know where it goes, but yeah, basically most Vietnamese desserts will have that topping on it and will have something to do with that coconut milk sauce, but it's so comforting to be able to make one of my childhood favorites because it kind of brings me back, and then being able to see my daughter enjoy it, it just kind of goes full circle. But it's super easy to make. I will show you guys how to do that, so let's get started. We're gonna start off by activating the yeast. I am using instant dry yeast, so I don't have to let it sit, but if you're using active dry yeast, you would have to let it sit for about 10 minutes, and once it starts to foam on top, you know that the yeast is activated. So basically here we're just going to do a half a cup of water, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. We're going to mix that through, and we're going to let it sit on the side. Starting on the batter, we're going to use an entire bag of rice flour. It's 1 pound, which is equivalent to about 3 3/4 cups of rice flour. And then we're going to add in 1/3 cup of tapioca starch. I'm going to add in 2 cups of water. Once that's thoroughly mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add that yeast mixture into it. Make sure that the mixture is smooth. And then we're going to set it aside for about 2 hours. Two hours later, we want to mix an entire can of coconut milk, which I totally thought was going to fit in my little measuring cup. It's okay. An entire can of coconut milk. And then I'm going to add in sugar. Vanilla extract. And you can also use vanilla sugar. It would be a packet of the vanilla sugar, but I typically don't use it too often. And then I'm going to add oil to it. Just to help it stay a little bit more easier to remove from the molds. You can also leave the oil out if you want to. I'm just used to mixing everything together. We're going to go ahead and heat that up to 100 degrees. And once that reaches the right temperature, we're going to put it into the original batter that's been sitting for 2 hours. And give that a good mix. Once that's thoroughly mixed, we'll go ahead and, well, this is the part where it's completely optional. You can make all white steamed rice cakes, or you can divide it and add food coloring to change the color and make it look a little bit more pretty. I like to add color to it. It's pleasing to the eye, so I would divide it into 4 and then add food coloring. Here I'm just going to do 4 drops of red food coloring, 4 drops of green food coloring, and 4 drops of blue food coloring to give just a pop of color to these rice cakes. Okay, I'm actually using silicone cupcake molds. You can use any kind of mold you want to, or even mini muffin pans. And then I just fill them a quarter of the way up. Again, it's completely up to you how big you want these cakes to be. I like them, you know, finger friendly for my daughter, so we're gonna keep them pretty small. finally, I am just gonna go ahead and take care of all the bubbles. If you see any bubbles, they tend to make the rice cake look a little bit not so pretty and uniform. So I like to go ahead and try to pop all the little bubbles that I see. And then it just goes into the steamer for, I'm gonna say about 6 to 7 minutes, depending on how thick you make the rice cakes. Just go with the old tried and true way of sticking a toothpick into it. If it comes out clean, then it is ready to go. And this is what it looks like when it's done. Or at least these are what mine look like. Depending on, again, the size and the shape of the mold, they'll look pretty spongy.
Starting to see a trend here. Dip in peanuts and coconut milk. Is each color a different flavor?
No,
Or
it's
the
just
color?
food coloring, yeah. It's just to make it look pretty.
Oh wow, different flavors and everything. That's really good.
Do you like it?
My favorite one was finger food. Was it? Not too sweet, but I feel like that's just every dessert that you make. It's not too sweet. It's perfect sweetness. I don't feel like a headache coming or anything like that, and I can eat the whole thing and be okay. But anyways, yeah. You guys need to try it? For sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And we'll see you in the next one.